keep it short as we need the crux of these talks come from the politicians, and you know they can't keep themselves under 2 minutes, so I'll make mine as short as possible. But our history actually goes back, our town history goes back to 1731 when Daniel Messenger settled into Harwinton. He settled just above Woodchuck Lane. Rumor has it, the belief is that he was an ore maker and the wood was really good right there, and that's what brought him here. But in September of 1732, there were 54 residents of Windsor, they were taxpayers, that by lottery won the right to choose 54 pieces of property in West Harwinton. West Harwinton described as everything west of the center green. That was called Windsor Town. In December of 1732, 25 members of the town of Hartford, or the city of Hartford, were given 25 lots to divide up amongst themselves in East Harwinton, and that was called Hartford Town. In 1737, we became incorporated and forever known as Harwinton. There is no other town in the world that is named Harwinton. Connecticut has 169 townships. We were number 59. We are absolutely the eastern gateway to Litchfield County. Litchfield County has 29 towns in it, and we were number 4 in that 29-town county. A 1741 map that I recently looked at, I counted 54 houses in Harwinton at that time. From 1776 through 1783, those were the Revolutionary War years, Harwinton provided 99 patriots to fight in the Continental Army. During the war, 1780, the future president of the United States, you might have heard of him, his name was George Washington. He traveled through here. And he went to Hartford, and rumor has it that it might have been as many as 6 times. On his way back, it was September 23rd of 1780, he stopped at the Catlin House, right at the corner of Harmony Hill Road and Route 4, and had lunch. He had some important generals with him, including the Marquis de Lafayette was also there. Other presidents to visit Harwinton, Woodrow Wilson was here, and Hubert Hoover also visited our township. We do have a proud history of famous people that were born here. Probably the most prestigious one is Cullis P. Huntington. He was the builder of railroads that virtually connected America. There's a large stone disc that commemorates the stone chapel that he donated to the town in the late 1800s, right behind that Congregational Church. That's all that's left there. It was in honor of his late mother. Theodore A. Hungerford, born in Harwinton in 1838. He was a magazine publisher that gave us the first public library. The Honorable Judge Abijah Catlin, 1803, was a state comptroller for years. Morris Webster, 1848, was a Speaker of the House. It goes on and on and on. Lewis Catlin was in the Continental Army, and he helped carry General Benedict Arnold when he was wounded in the Battle of Saratoga in 1777. That was when Benedict Arnold was still one of the good guys. It was 2 years later that he kind of turned coat. And looking around, I wonder how many future famous Harwintonians are here with us today. As I wind down, there was a few people that moved into town that became famous as well. Lois Lenski didn't grow up. She wasn't born here, but she lived up on Harmony Hill Road. She was a writer of children's books, and the woods of Harwinton inspired a lot of her stories. Her husband, Art Covey, he was a famous painter, did murals all over the world, actually, and he painted the mural that's over in the Harwinton Consolidated School of George Washington that's going under restoration right now. Gertrude Lane was the editor of the Woman's Home Companion for 20 years, from 1911 to 1931. And probably one of our most famous gentlemen was Henry Hornbustle. He was a famous architect who designed more than 225 buildings, bridges, and national monuments in the United States, 22 of which are on the National Register of Historic Places. We had 12 school districts back in the day with one-room schoolhouses, and many of our senior citizens will still share their stories with us. I can see some sitting over there. And when you talk to them, they always, I think the minimum walk had to be at least 2 miles because nobody lived close to a school. Nobody lived close to one. You know, and they'll tell you that they walked to school through rain, through snow, barefoot, uphill, in both directions. It was uphill. But thank God they're still with us. Today we have over 2,800 homes in Harwinton. Our population is just under 6,000. Happy birthday, Harwinton. Let's party like there's a hurricane coming.
Thank you, Roger, and thank God for all-star transportation now, right? I'd like to